James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long
Hey
run?
everybody, back with what should be the final part of Silent Hill 2.
You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
How you doing, Sina?
Maria?
You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
Last time we see this. Oh, that should be good then. Theme of Laura for the last time. For the stream. Last time for the stream. If you want to keep listening to it, you can. But it's last time it'll be on the stream. So of course, we killed Eddie. We don't know where Laura is. And Angela fled after we defeated her monster. Thanks for the host, Sammy Joe. How are you doing today? As we come back for the ending of Silent Hill 2.
It doesn't matter who I am. I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real.
That's come back for the end of it. I'm glad you're doing well. Let's get started. There are actually multiple endings for Silent Hill 2, all dependent on a bunch of variables. And based on how we've been playing, I have no idea what ending we're going to end up with. It's not as simple as the usual case of choose an ending at a specific point with a single decision. Your entire playthrough matters for it. Well, here's a boat. And there's a light on the other side. Is there a lighthouse on the other side of the lake? Nothing that I can see. Unless the island in the middle has a lighthouse. Now let's go. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Thanks for the 50 bits, Sammy Joe. We're only just starting and we're already getting bits thrown around. Thank you so much. Probably a bad idea to row out onto a lake in such heavy fog. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Now you guys join in. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Yeah, we're not gonna kill that joke. We're not gonna beat that into the ground. I don't even know which way I'm going. Okay, I'm just somewhere on Toluca Lake. That's good. Wait, why it's like that twinkle twinkle little star that plays in Dead Space? There was a lighthouse of some kind, and I'm not seeing anything now. Okay. We just have to trust that we'll get to the other side. Is that the island in the middle? Hope it was. It has to have been. You gotta respect Silent 2's dedication to its atmosphere. In that it'll just make you do something like this. No indication of whether we're actually getting anywhere. And this isn't this isn't a particularly short sequence. It's like the journey into Silent Hill from the start, which is like a 5-minute run. Nothing happens, you just run into Silent Hill. For 5 minutes. Hey, Chansom. How you doing, buddy? We're on a boat. In a lake. One day we'll reach the other side. Just cleaning and crafting. Good stuff, that, Jansen. It's good stuff. It is Thursday today, so Oracle of Ages will be tomorrow, right? This probably would have been simpler if I could just run around the road. Yeah, tomorrow. Cool. I think I'll take tomorrow off then, and catch your stream then, Chansum. And on Saturday, I'm thinking about doing that run of MGS2 without cutscenes. Like, we did the plant chapter a little while back on the stream, and it was like 8.5 hours long. And I want to make a point of just how much of that game is cutscenes by playing it without cutscenes. And showing you just how fast the game is done otherwise. Okay, so I've reached another side. Yeah, I want to pop into your stream, Chansum. I don't get the chance to pop into your late night streams, because late night for you is like 3 AM for me. Probably more than that. I expect it to be under 4 hours. Like Tanker and Plant, under 4 hours. And considering Plant with cutscenes was 8.5, that it tells you that's over 50%. The issue we have at the minute with that, Chansum, is I have no idea where we are. And the constantly moving fog is completely disorienting for when I'm trying to turn. It is moving. Like, we hit shore a minute ago and then ended up in a completely different direction. Question really is, like, where is it moving to? Yeah, I've heard about the PlayStation update on PS4. Gotta keep going forward. I haven't updated my PS4 yet, actually. I haven't been on it in a couple of days. And of course, the big problem with that is you can't just not update it until Sony fixes it, because you have no access to any online features in that regard. Ah, you say that, Sammy Joe, we're here playing on an actual PS2. Wire and everything. Yeah, you can see the wire against my hand. And we do like our PS1 games here. I have no idea. I'd argue PS2 is a better contender for that. 3D gaming was more refined, it wasn't as messy, controls were better, and the PS2 just has such a wide library. Like, PS1's fantastic, make no mistake, and it's got a lot of my favourites on, but I would argue the PS2 is the better console. It was also the highest selling until the DS eventually replaced that. Am I even going anywhere? Yes. The old Be Right Back music, before it was what it is now, the old Be Right Back music was the Cemetery Hill theme from Medieval. Ba-bum. I like what we've got now. It fits the RPG theme of the RPG focus of the stream, and I like what we've got now. Medieval is also, like, has a lot of nostalgia for me. I really like the Medieval. I've been debating, like, over Halloween, should we do Medieval? It's been something I've been debating. Oh, if we do it, it'd have to be the PS1 original. I don't have the PS4 version. I did do a video on the PS4 remake demo last year. Compared it to the original game. Not really much point to it, honestly. Doesn't really do much beyond give it a new coat of paint. Doesn't fix anything that could have done with fixing. Oh, Medieval 2. I was never as into Medieval 2 as Medieval 1. I thought the first one was definitely the better game. Nah, the PS1 version's fine. I appreciate that though, Sana. Nothing wrong with the PS1 version. I mean, the controls are a little loose, and that's what I was hoping the PS4 version would fix. But it was a game from like 98 with analog control support, so you know, you gotta forgive that. I have no idea where we're going. That's fair enough. Sure, I saw a lighthouse. There we go. I knew I saw a lighthouse from the other side. Although that looks a little low to be a lighthouse. But it's some kind of goal. Yeah, Medieval's cool. Yeah, I think like between PS1 and PS2, as much as I love the PS1, I think the PS2 is probably the better system. 3D gaming wasn't quite as new. Controls were refined. Graphical styles got better. I've said before, like, PS2 era graphics are as good as 3D graphics ever needed to be. Intelligent Cube. I don't think the US got Kuroshi Final, which I think was like the sequel or something like that. Yeah, Kuroshi Final. Because we got Intelligent Cube, and I think like Kuroshi Final was like a sequel of sorts to it. And while we're doing this, let me see if I can find out what Kuroshi Final was. Okay, Kuroshi. Here we go. Intelligent Cube, released as Intelligent Cube in North America and Kuroshi in Europe. So we know it as Kuroshi. So what was Kuroshi Final? It's a sequel. Well. Kuroshi Final is a sequel. There it is. Lakeview Hotel. This is the place we've been searching for the entire game. Yeah, you name a PS1 game, chances are, like, probably played it. If not played it, definitely heard of it. Comes with the territory when you're into retro games, though. There's too much good stuff on every system to drop every system immediately for the next system that comes out. Thrill Kill. Never officially released. It was developed by Virgin Interactive. And they were bought out by EA a little before release. The game was officially finished. EA decided not to release it. One of the developers on it decided to release the code onto the internet, and as a result, everybody ended up with Thrill Kill. Everybody had a dodgy copy of Thrill Kill. There was no legitimate copies. EA never released it. The engine used for Thrill Kill was later reused for the Wu-Tang game. That's all well and good, James. What's this? Oh, mermaid. Roll Cage. I was never overly into Roll Cage. I found it very difficult to control. Racing game where you play as very thin cars with big wheels that can end up flipping onto the other side, but can still drive because the wheels still touch the ground with it. Die Hard Trilogy. We did that for the PS1 Viewer Marathon a couple of weeks ago. I had Die Hard Trilogy as a kid. I might still have the disc up on my shelf there, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we did Die Hard Trilogy a few weeks ago in the PS1 Viewer Marathon we did. Battle Arena Toshinden, we also did that. Oh, thank God there's a map here. .312. Battle Arena Toshinden, 3D fighting game, never really grew beyond the novelty of being a 3D fighting game. There are 4 games in the series, technically 5. One that was released on the Wii, I think only in Japan, years later. While Tekken and Virtua Fighter evolved the gameplay, Battle Arena Toshinden just added more characters, and the shallow depth of the gameplay really began to show by around Battle Arena Toshinden 3. See, I've never played Rival Schools because I'm not really into the arcade style of it. I've looked into it and debated it a couple of times, but I've never actually played it. It didn't sound interesting to me. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the PS1 showcase. Driver 2 was a lot of fun on that. Mr. James Sunderland, the videotape you forgot is being kept in the office on the first floor. Yeah, you can keep going if you want. I mean, you know how this is going to go. We're going to search all these rooms individually and try and figure everything out. Overboard. Now, that's an interesting case because I don't actually recall that. Beta 312. Yeah, you found one. Yeah, what was that? Where is the tape? Office. Here in the office. The reception. You know, actually, now that you mentioned that, did I play a demo of that? Because that does sound familiar. Yeah. No, I know what this is. I did play a demo of this back in the day. Yeah, I remember demo discs. The good times. Okay, so the videotape is apparently in the office. That's busted. Yeah, I was never overly into that. I did have an idea a while back of playing demo discs on stream, and like playing the demos and then talk about what we felt, how we felt the game was, like if it was interesting or not. If you would have bought it based on the demo. We did a trial run of that, and I don't think it ended up being that interesting. Yeah. It's a neat idea. You just forget there's a lot of garbage demos. You do end up with the case of, though, I've got a few demo discs that are very specific. I think... Well, I've got the RE4 preview disc. I didn't find out about Katamari Damacy until years later. Eventually ended up getting that because of the way it looked on the internet. Seat of the Princess Who Fled at Midnight, that's... Cinderella. Sleeping Beauty. Spoke no words, Little Mermaid. It looked kind of fun to me. I just wasn't prepared for the controls. Oh, Slave Zero. How you doing, Teak? I had Power Stone on PSP, and I wasn't overly into it. I think I'd be more into it on Dreamcast if I had people to play it with. It seems like one of those... kind of like Smash. Like, they can do what they want to try and make single-player appealing, but the real meat of it is multiplayer. I'm not going to change your mind on that, Sana. Just make sure you play it with the fishing rod controller. You know, to be fair, Chansum, is there a good way to describe Katamari? I got a fish key. Laura, are you hiding behind there?
Did
You
I
little
scare
bugger.
you?
Yeah, you did.
What are you doing here? How did you get
You're here
here?
to find Mary, aren't you, James? Well, have you?
No. Is that why you're here too?
She's here, isn't she?
You
If you
real?
know where she is, tell me. I'm tired of walking.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
What letter?
Wanna read it? But don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
Who's Rachel?
She was our nurse. I took it from her locker.
Yeah, pretty much. Katamari is one of those games that you really have to play it to get the idea of why it's fun. It's also the kind of game that there probably shouldn't have been more than 2 games of it. Because you play Katamari, you finish like a single game of Katamari, and every other game is the same. They try and spice it up here and there with various different features, but it never really changes the game. I guess we'll find out, Chance. My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give to you after I'm gone. I'm far away now, in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. Laura, about James. I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me. Please give him a chance. It's true he may be a little surly sometimes, and he doesn't laugh much, but underneath he's really a sweet person. Laura, I love you like my very own daughter. If things had worked out differently, I was hoping to adopt you. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend forever, Mary.
Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So
That also
Mary
doesn't
couldn't have died
add up.
3 years ago. Could she really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. That's why I'm here. Maybe you'll get it if you see the other letter. The one Mary... Huh? I must have dropped it.
Laura!
I gotta find it.
Laura!
Well, this part of Silent Hill was a resort town at one point, Jansen, before the cult ruined everything. But that's a different game. That is the first game. Why is everything like this in Silent Hill? It's generally because of the cult. And the events of the first game kind of just unleashed the evil in such a way that Silent Hill, in beginning with Silent Hill 2, the town itself is evil and draws people. Yeah, the cultist storyline. Why aren't these making my radio hiss? There it is. The cultist storyline is arguably not as good as Silent Hill 2. But it is still pretty good. You go from Silent Hill... Oh god! Anyway, you go from the cultist storyline is Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 3. Like I said previously, if we're going to do Silent Hill 3, we'll have to do the first one first, since 3 is very much a sequel. Whereas Silent Hill 2 works entirely on its own. Alright, let's check these rooms. This door works. Stairs. Fire hose extinguisher. Well, Devil May Cry 3 is a prequel to Devil May Cry 1, specifically because they wanted to get away from what Devil May Cry 2 was. With Silent Hill, I'm not entirely sure why Silent Hill 3 was chosen to be the sequel. Possibly just a decision of development. They wanted to do something different with 2. And after they did 2, they were like, you know what, let's do more with the original idea. Drakengard 3 also came out like, what, like 8 years or so after the first game? So in the case of Drakengard, I feel like it's reasonable in an attempt not to create continuity lockout. Yeah. Okay, so we can't get in there. Which means we can't get into any of those. So this map is specifically for the guests, which is why we have these rooms that aren't marked. It creates a question of what those rooms actually are. That's not all that surprising for Japanese stuff. To create a spin-off that kind of works that way. To be fair, with Silent Hill, the prequel was the 5th game, but they specifically called it Silent Hill Origins. You're looking at there, James. Just the music boxes. I thought you were looking at something else. Okay, nothing there. Okay, so that's locked. The majority of the rooms are obviously not going to be of any interest to us, but it's interesting that just the pathway to them is locked off. That leads directly to the hall. Yeah, but Kingdom Hearts is just screwed up in so many ways in that regard. I mean, by Kingdom Hearts 3, you were used to it. The issue was really with Kingdom Hearts 2. Locked bag. And it's like, oh yeah, no, I played Kingdom Hearts 1. I didn't play that spin-off on Game Boy Advance because I didn't have a Game Boy Advance. This is hypothetical. I didn't play Kingdom Hearts till after I got a PS2 in 2008. Like, hypothetically, like, yeah, no, I didn't play the spin-off on Game Boy Advance. It was a spin-off, didn't really matter. And then Kingdom Hearts 2 comes out, it's like, oh, great. What's all this going on then? Turns out the spin-off wasn't the spin-off, it was actually the sequel. And contains plot important information. Thanks, Square. Okay, so there's the locked bag there. Check out the reading lounge. This is pretty fancy. Medical book. Hmm. What are you looking at, James? Just handgun bullets? We're not dealing with this again. Look at that swagger. Where's my pipe? Okay, start from here and work our way down. Yeah, that's locked. Wonderful, we'll have to find a way in there. Also locked. Two locked doors. Locked door there. Try the hall. Oh. Get a bit of brew. Okay, locked doors. There's a bag in the cloakroom. Going back, Santa. That's going really nice today. Nice cup of tea. Nothing locked downstairs. Although we went in here, what was that? I should remind myself of what that is. Let's switch to the phone. Hopefully everything's big enough for you to see. I mean, we couldn't really make the game screen bigger without just stretching it. Oh, this corridor. Right. Third floor. Alright. Good to know. Good to know. Ah, great. Of course it wouldn't be that simple, especially since I've got the key to 312. Elevator, maybe? No, because it's locked. We have to be able to open it. We have the music puzzle in the hall. The main hall. Oh, I'm sorry, the lobby. We get into the cafe from outside? Can we go back outside? You have to be able to go back outside. What if we didn't pick up the mermaid box? Okay, so the entrance is just off limits to us. Now the question becomes, now what? Trying to figure this out. The best part is, it's the velvet rope that's blocking me from going that way. Like, this way is a fence, fine. This way is just a rope. Okay, what have I got in my inventory? $312. Fish key. Yeah. The good news is being back in some kind of actual real place is a lot less unsettling than that nightmare labyrinth. That labyrinth yesterday was like, and it just kept going. Deeper and deeper. Venus Tears. Kind of. No? kind of thinner. What if the fish key opens that briefcase? Was that this floor? In the cloakroom? There we go. $204. It's breadcrumbs, but you know, we're making progress. Employee elevator. That's a curtain. Hole in the wall. A limited number of letters on there. It's not a full wheel of the 26 letters. Down. Cinderella. 2. Other games have me in the mindset of, oh, I solved part of a puzzle. There's going to be a monster here now. Employee elevator, though. It's like the one that's marked in orange on this map can't be the employee elevator. Slowly but surely, progress. Let's put the Cinderella music box down. Led from the ball. A sleeping beauty. Led at midnight. No, I didn't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Cinderella. That sounds horrible. Employee elevator. I think it's generally the setting more than the music boxes themselves. Generally the soft tone at which music boxes tend to play, the little clinking of the keys. Combination of factors, I guess. Oi, elevator. Have the one downstairs. Pretty sure it's the same elevator, but let's find out. No. This is the next step in our quest. Means it has to be somewhere only employees can. Can't be the cloakroom. This maybe? Be a big elevator, but if room service is a thing here, I can imagine they'd need sizable elevators. Yeah, I just noticed the stream had disconnected, but it looks like we're back now. Check my end. Is that looking? Oh, nope, still having problems. Okay, it looks better now. My recommendation is to pause and then unpause the stream for yourself. That way it should catch back up and should be okay. We seem to be... Oh no, it's going again. Been doing so well recently as well. Okay, it's doing okay again. See how well that holds out. Oh, there it goes. Good. Okay, it looks better now. Okay, I'm beginning to feel like it's waiting for me to say that it's looking better, because when I say it looks better, it just tanks. That's like 3 times now. 3. And there it goes again. I'm just going to restart the stream. Just bear with me a minute. Okay, hopefully that holds up better. Keeping an eye on it. There it goes again. Try to finish horror games here, come on. Usually when this happens, it'll go down, it'll stay down for a while, and then it'll come back and stabilize. At the minute, it's just all over the place. Like, it seems fine, and then it just tanks again. Okay, it's looking okay for the minute. So we're going to get back to playing the game. Okay. There it is. It was the employee elevator. Oh, multiple health drinks. I should take that fire extinguisher. You never know. That's worrying. Hmm. I have a thought. I have a thought here. I feel like I'm gonna have to put pretty much everything on there. What can I get away with? What doesn't have the option? Everything has the option. Okay. Was it just a great knife? Nope. It's gonna be everything, isn't it? I hope it doesn't want my healing stuff. Okay. Nothing. How bad is this gonna go for me? Flashlight's a worry. Everything's a worry. The employee map. That's better. That is better for us. That's just replaced the other map. Good. You notice this place seems pretty well lit? Suggesting I'm not supposed to have the flashlight here. Except for this area is dark. Snow White. So it wasn't Sleeping Beauty. You know what the real worry really is? The radio. Oh, let me go back up. Can't go back up, it seems. Down to the basement. My thought is, like, specifically that we don't need the flashlight because look at how weirdly well lit this place is. Welcome to the stream, Pyramid Head is my dad. Yeah, let's leave that. And thank you for the follow. Give me something. The videotape. I can open it. A lot of broken locks in Silent Hill. Door's busted. Okay. We've checked everywhere, and we're just going to need the map now. We're going to need something to hit that enemy with. Ian. Let me go back up. Damn you, elevator. No, we can't go back up. We have to get past that mannequin. Okay. Guess we have to do the old standby. There we go. That doesn't inspire me with confidence. What do we got? Electrical room, liquor room, pump room, boiler room. Busted. Open. I have bad memories of the boiler room in Silent Hill. I got the bar key. There has to be a way back up. Damn away, you. Or another one. Yep. Where does this lead? Kitchen. And if we can get out through here, we can circle all the way back around. I hope this door's open. I remember this. Who wants to take a guess? And don't guess if you know. Who wants to take a guess at what's going to be in this can? Because I guarantee you're not going to get it. And if you do get it, I'm going to assume you're cheating because there's no way you could get it. Okay, we got one for demon meat. For a jailer. Interesting thought, Chanson, but it's a little on the nose for Silent Hill. Single lemon. I'm going to finish exploring this room while everybody takes a guess. Anybody else want to take a guess? A full fridge inside a can. You ever see those Christmas dinners in a can? Soup for the family. I'm going to assume everybody who wants to take a guess is taking a guess. Here we go. Don't lie to me. It's full of light bulbs. Figure that out. Awesome, we can circle round. Yep. We use this light bulb then. Yeah. Yeah, I put the light bulb in. Now what? Because it's not letting me examine the flashlight again. Alright, let's go get our stuff. This will probably be quicker. Ah, shit. Yes. Everything. We can't forget Angela's knife. Just in case. Where did those mannequins go? Okay. And the last one? That's pretty nice, I guess. Not creepy at all. Let's get out of here. It bothers me that we used the light bulb on the flashlight and got nothing out of that. Like, what was the point of that? Is that just so you can see the door to unlock it? That's gotta be, isn't it? Alright, we can get onto the third floor now, though, so let's head to room 312. Is Mary waiting for us there? Okay, all we've got is 312. Who puts a VCR on the floor next to the TV? Rather than like just on the TV.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Mary bedridden from her sickness. Why are we here? We know why everybody else came here. Why were we drawn here?
Mary.
So there you are, James. Did you get the letter? Did you find Mary? If not, let's get going already, okay?
Laura. Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar, that's a lie!
No, that's not true.
She died because she was sick?
No, I killed her.
You killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you! I want her back! Give her back to me! I knew it! You didn't care about her! I hate you, James! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! She was always waiting for you. Why? Why?
sorry. The Mary you know isn't here. Laura, I'm sorry.
And there's your answer.
That voice.
Why Angela was here, why Eddie was here, why we're here. And we have one last area to deal with. Angela's real. Eddie's real. The interesting thing, if you pay attention, Angela and Eddie seem off in an interesting way. Like they're not seeing the same thing you are. And we stumbled into Angela's Silent Hill when we fought that monster that was tormenting her. Maria, though. There is the question of what is Maria. Her personality is regularly changing. She looks and sounds exactly like Mary.
Mary's going to die? You must be joking.
I'm very sorry.
But you're a doctor. It's your job to heal people. How can you just let her die?
Please, calm down. As her doctor, I promise I'll do what I can. But there's still no effective treatment for her condition.
How long does she have?
I'm afraid I'm not sure. 3 years at most. Perhaps 6 months. It's impossible to say with certainty.
The thing really worth noting is when we were back in the underground labyrinth, the 3 graves, Eddie, Angela, James. Those 3 are here for a reason. Laura becomes an interesting question, in that she's connected to James specifically through Mary. But Eddie interacted with her, suggesting she isn't specifically Silent Hill conjuring a figment for James. That's problematic. Just what I was hoping for. Teleport maze. Wish nice RPGs did this. Not something I need in a horror game. And there is the interesting question of why isn't the flashlight working now? And what are these purple markings on the map? All the way down. Yeah, I suspect like none of you really saw the twist that James killed Mary coming. Good twist. It's a good twist. There are hints that James isn't quite understanding when Mary actually died anyway. Particularly in his interactions with Laura. Because it doesn't add up. Mary died 3 years ago, but Laura saw her a year ago. And of course, now that we're confronted with our own sin, everything gets to unravel.
You're the only one left. Maybe then I can rest. Mama, why are you running away? You're not my mama. It's you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Angela, no.
Thank you for saving me. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserved what happened.
No, Angela, that's wrong.
Angela hasn't been seeing the same things we have.
Don't pity me. I'm not worth it.
Angela is an abuse survivor.
Or maybe you think you can save me. Will you love me? Take care of me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought.
Her sin is that she murdered her abuser.
James, give me back that knife.
Sin's probably the wrong word for it, but it's basically where she comes from.
I won't.
Saving it for yourself?
Me?
The monster that was tormenting her represents her father.
I'd never kill myself.
Pay attention to the design. It's a bed on legs with two figures intertwined atop it.
It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too. For me, it's always like this.
Angela hasn't been seeing fog. It's smartly played, it's never directly referenced, it's never directly stated. And the monster design is abstract enough. That you really have to get a proper look at the model to really see what it is. Her life burning down, and she's gone. We can't save her. Because we did save her. And it changed nothing. You end up with the question of, like, should you bundle Silent Hill 2 with a trigger warning for that kind of thing? Because to do so is an incredibly big spoiler. And a big part of the point is to learn as you go. And based on everything we've seen, would you have put it together? Would you have realised? Are you down for mature? I think this is a 15 in the UK. Not an 18. But then it's not a very gory game. It's not violent. There's not many swears. It's mature themes, and mature themes never receive the same kind of mature rating that simple violence or sex does. But you'd be surprised how disturbing you can get with minimal violence or sex. Silent Hill at its best is fucked up, and it will take the time to make you uncomfortable. Yeah, C-15. But now that we know our sin, what do we do about it?
Stop! Leave her alone!
Maria.
Leave us both the hell alone!
And so James's suffering has been to see Mary die again and again. And now he knows why.
I was weak. That's why I needed you. Needed someone to punish me for my sins. But that's all over now. I know the truth. Now it's time to end this.
There is a point in the idea that horror should make you uncomfortable. But the question is always about how. And you end up with the issue of various things. I've said this before, that the ESRB doesn't really have an equivalent to some of the ratings we do. Like, we have U, which is for everybody, PG, 12, 15, 18. The ESRB has E for everyone, T for teen. There's E for everyone, E10 plus, T for teen, M for mature, adults only. M for mature is 17, adults only is 18. That's way too small a ground. Yeah. Whereas with us, with like the 12, 15, 18, allows you to define specifically different stuff. And then we don't have a specific adults only. And so stuff that's rated mature for the US is often rated 15 for us, because the US doesn't have the equivalent. Sometimes stuff that's rated mature is rated 18 over here, because it's not suitable for a 15. But the point of, like, trigger warnings containing spoilers and stuff, yeah, it begs the question of why adults only really exists. Because over here, that stuff is just refused classification. Which is effectively the same. It's illegal to sell something that is refused classification. Whereas in the US, you've got the adults only rating, and a lot of places just have the standard policy of they will not sell that. They will not sell the adults only rating. But it's like, you can consider the trigger warnings for stuff like that, and how it spoils stuff. Celeste is a game about climbing a mountain. It's a difficult platformer. And every article I have ever read about it spoils the fact that it is an allegory for overcoming depression. We have free speech. We also have reasonable censorship in some regards. Yeah. It becomes a case of like, Celeste is interesting and I'd like to play it, but you know, I would have liked to have learned for myself that it was an allegory for depression. And it's the same as this. If someone told you everything that this game eventually does, no, we have free speech. The censorship exists entirely in media form. For example, something like Manhunter 2 was refused classification over here because it was too much for an 18 rating. Round indentation. I suppose it's generally the idea of you can have your free speech, but it doesn't make you immune to the response to the free speech. You submit something for classification and it can be refused classification. There's the response. X marks the spot. Base door. I mean, the question really does become, this is just a wall, isn't it? The question really does become, like, who decided that they get to do that? Judge all of that. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I've never looked into the British laws for it. I know it is the case in places like Germany and Australia. there's the thing, like Mortal Kombat 9 was refused classification in Australia, which made it illegal to import it at all. Didn't matter what you were going to do with it. But I'm not sure if it works like that over here.
What do you want, James?
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already.
Mary, what are you saying?
Look, I'm disgusting. I don't deserve flowers. Between the disease and the drugs, I look like a monster. Well, what are you looking at? Get the hell out of here. Leave me alone already. I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow.
Like I say, like that's how it is in Australia. I'm not sure about over here.
Hospital's making a nice profit off me. They want to keep me alive. Are you still here? I told you to go. Are you deaf? Don't come back.
Yeah, in Australia it's illegal to import something that has been refused classification.
Please don't go. Stay with me. Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please, James. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not going to die. Help me.
The less said about the Constitution, I think, the better. Especially when you bear in mind this is ultimately a British stream. And a lot of whatever knowledge I have of it is secondhand. I think James is having trouble with the stairs there. Like I say, Santa might know more about that specific thing than I do. But it's so rare for something to be refused classification over here. It was way more common in Australia and Germany. Because their censorship boards are way tighter. There's so little actually refused classification. Like Manhunt 2 was refused classification, and then they censored it. And you could hack it and get the uncensored stuff back, but at the end of the day, what's the point? It's not really anything major to begin with.
Mary?
Well, for a long time, Australia didn't have an age rating for video games above 15.
When will you ever stop making that mistake? Mary is dead. You killed her.
Maria? It's you. But I don't need you anymore.
What? You must be joking. But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. And I'll never yell at you or make you feel bad. That's what you wanted. I'm different than Mary. How can you
I was
throw
just
me
joking
away?
there.
I understand now. It's time to end this nightmare.
No, I won't let you. You deserve to die too, James.
Maybe you're right. That's not your choice to make. we're fine. I remember Saints Row 4 got refused classification in Australia. Though, I think the main thing about that was drugs. Australia has a big thing about drug representation of drugs.
Mary?
James.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No. That's not true. You also said you didn't want to die. The truth is, I hated you. I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
James, if that were true, then why do you look so sad?
Mary?
James. Please. Please do something for me. Go on with your life. In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you. Waiting for you to come to see me. But you never do. And so I wait, wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know I've done a terrible thing to you. Something you'll never forgive me for. I wish I could change that. But I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here, waiting for you. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it all is. The doctor came today. He told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this may be my last chance. I think you know what I mean. Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I've missed you terribly. But I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Whenever you come see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me. Or maybe I just disgust you. I'm sorry about that. When I first learned that I was going to die, I just didn't want to accept it. I was so angry all the time, and I struck out at everyone I loved most. Especially you, James. That's why I understand if you do hate me. But I want you to know this, James. I'll always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. We had some wonderful years together. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. That means that as you read this, I'm already dead. I can't tell you to remember me, but I can't bear for you to forget me. These last few years since I became ill, I am so sorry for what I did to you, did to us. You've given me so much, and I haven't been able to return a single thing. That's why I want you to live for yourself now. Do what's best for you, James. James, you made me happy.
And that was Silent Hill 2. One of the greatest horror games ever made. For many reasons. That's one ending. There are other endings. Let me get the specific details up about that ending. There are 6 possible endings, 3 of which can be achieved on the first playthrough. Leave in water, Maria. We received leave. James reaches the hotel rooftop and sees a woman whom he mistakes for his late wife. Yet it is not Mary, but instead a vindictive Maria, who then makes a final attempt for James to accept her. James rebuffs her, however, and she turns into a monster similar to the hanging monsters in the hospital, becoming the final boss. Upon her defeat, James is granted a final meeting with Mary, who gives him her letter. James then leaves Silent Hill together with Laura. The ending song is Overdosed Illusion. The specific requirements for this ending are to keep health high, heal frequently if James is injured, check Mary's photo and letter, don't spend too much time with Maria, and in the Lakeview Hotel, listen to the headphones and the hallway conversation. The ending I was hoping for was in water, which we were not going to get. Especially I'm not going to tell you what in water is in case you want to do it yourself, but the requirements for that are to keep your health low. If James is injured, do not heal immediately. We were never going to get that. Check Angela's knife, which we did. Read the patient's diary on Brookhaven's roof, which we did. And the second message to James in Neely's bar, which we didn't. Because that message appears later. And in Lakeview Hotel, listen to the headphones and the hallway conversation. It was like, because I specifically made sure I had high health, we were never going to get that. But I also never went back to Neely's bar for that other message. With the completed save game now, we can replay the game and get one of the other 3 endings if we choose, though the original 3 endings are still available to us. The extra 3 endings are UFO, Dog, and Rebirth. UFO and Dog are joke endings. Rebirth is something different, which I think might have been added for the director's cut. But we've got some time, so let's round this out with the director's cut extra scenario, Born from a Witch.
When I woke up, I was all alone. Everyone's gone. Is it because of
They are joke endings, you should
monsters?
probably enjoy them.
What do I do now? Do I fight and live? Or do those monsters get me? I don't have any reason to go on living. But I'm scared to die. I'm so afraid of pain. Should I run away? I want to find somebody. I don't like being alone.
So this creates an interesting question of Maria actually existing in some form within Silent Hill, rather than existing only around James. We're in Heaven's Night, and the ultimate goal is to get to the park where Maria meets James. I vaguely remember a little about this. Mostly that it was completely unnecessary. This wasn't in the base game, this was added for the Director's Cut version and the Xbox version. But to round out the time, we might as well have a look at it. Plus, we never did get to explore all of Heaven's Night. Locked. So what did you guys think of Silent Hill 2 then, as we go through Maria's little scenario? I got a Chinese cleaver. A 10-shot revolver? Jeez. It was a good game. Glad you enjoyed it, Jansen. It has a reputation, and I feel the reputation is very much deserved. It's got gameplay problems, but the story and everything to do with the story is done so damn well. And the gameplay is never a big enough problem to stop you. It's unfortunate it's not really that easy to pick this up now. PS2 copies are probably going up in price like everything that's worth playing on PS2. The original Xbox version is probably pretty pricey and hard to get hold of. The best way to get this, honestly, is to get the PC version. At this point, just like try and find an ISO of it and apply the fan-made enhanced edition patch to it, which fixes a lot of problems the PC version had and makes it a lot more playable on top of that. I'm glad you're in a better place, Chansum. And I'm glad this game didn't mess you up. Oh, thank God we don't have to go to the hospital. I can understand that. When it works, horror is not a pleasant genre. I'm glad you enjoyed it though, really. It is a good game, and being in a position where you can't enjoy it is... I'm gonna have to get up there. Being in a position where you can't enjoy it is not a good position to be in. Just generally in life. Good game. I'm glad I played it with the combat set to easy. Because we've seen the problem with just the controls to begin with. And that was one of the big problems we had with Project Zero. If I go back to Project Zero to just do it again, and do it fully this time, I'm going to be sticking it on easy because the combat in the game was so garbage. It was at a point where the horror wasn't even hitting anymore because the combat was hitting too much and the combat was terrible. I was dreading running into ghosts, not because oh no ghosts, but because oh no combat. Yeah, I'm debating with Project Zero 2, like, do I do the PS2 version or the Wii version that is supposed to play much better? The difficulty levels have been around for a long time. The real issue in the classic days with difficulty levels was how common it was for developers to decide, did you put this on anything other than hard? Well, you don't get to play the full game. Konami were dicks for that. But with Silent Hill, like, beginning with Silent Hill 2, and continuing through at least 4, I don't know if the... I don't know if the Western developed games did this. They had 2 difficulty settings. One for the combat and one for the puzzles. And that was definitely a better idea. It's like, the combat's bad, I don't want to deal with it, but you know what? I want to try some of these puzzles. You know, I find that weird, Chanson, because Devil May Cry is a game that specifically tells you, oh, did you die several times? Easy mode? Like, I think that's specifically how you unlock easy mode. You have to die several times. I think the first Devil May Cry is specifically for the first 3 levels. If you die, I think like 3 times or so, you never died enough in the beginning. You managed to get past Phantom. Because like Phantom was always a roadblock for me to begin with in Devil May Cry. I think it's the first 3 levels the first game does. Die, I think, 3 times in total in those 3 levels. And it will offer you easy mode. It can be grating sometimes, I'll definitely agree about that, Teak. I feel more insulted when Resident Evil tries to do it. The one that really irritated me, I was discussing this, I think in Why Did He Bite Me stream the other day. God of War 2 at one point offered to lower the difficulty for me because I kept dying in a particular section. And it's like, hey, you're having trouble here. You want to lower the difficulty? Lowering the difficulty will only affect combat. I'm there like, cool. I'm dying on your bullshit platforming sequences, though, God of War. Like, that was irritating. Nah, it's not jump off the bridge, you just needed to die 3 times in the first 3 levels. Any arcade cartoon. I could point out the specific sequence in God of War 2 that it happened in as well. Like these collapsing pillar sequences. I've not played God of War 2 since I finished it the first time. But like, I remember the specific point. There's a set of pillars that you have to jump across the top. And the entire thing was just a mess. Hey Magic, how you doing, buddy? You missed the end of Silent Hill 2. Which, if you haven't played Silent Hill 2 for yourself, is probably a good thing. I don't know where I am. Okay. How's World of Warcraft going? I saw you jump back into that recently. Oh yeah, I know that I know the comic you're talking about. It's like, hey, the game's taking pity on you. It's like, I'm not dropping down too easy. Yeah, good idea. Hold out for ultimate fucking pussy mode. I know the one you're talking about. Remember when Penny Arcade had characters? Really becomes a question like, why do I read Penny Arcade all the time? Why do I read every new release of Penny Arcade? Yeah, Silent Hill 2's been really good. It's been very enjoyable. If you've got a copy of it, Magic, or you can get a copy of it, however. I recommend checking out Silent Hill 2, it's really good. And I think the chat has enjoyed it as well. Whatever happened to DivX? Like the Penny Arcade characters. Like I say, like Penny Arcade used to have characters. That's fair enough. It's the only webcomic I still check out these days. They update Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll check the page. It's rarely actually funny anymore. Every now and then they'll hit with something. But like, it feels like Penny Arcade is just a routine at this point. Isn't Control-Alt-Delete still going? I mean, the only thing I know Control-Alt-Delete for is that one thing everybody knows Control-Alt-Delete for. I go down this way. Yeah, they binned off the story. Probably a good thing. I used to read PvP. PvP was a really good comic. But, over time, the focus on character stuff and the continuing character storyline, rather than just gaming-based humour, eventually just put me off. That's pretty good. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Magic. You doing current World of Warcraft or WoW Classic? Do I have Sluggy on my list of webcomics? Because I've never read it, but I don't know if I have it on my list. I have an app here with webcomics that every now and then I'll actually check. It is not on my list. What do we got? Amazing Superpowers, which was good but ended. Cyanide and Happiness. Irregular webcomics good, I like that. Penny Arcade, Manly Guys Doing Manly Things. Arths and Droids I used to read. But I fell out of that partway through, I think, after episode 6 run. That's fair enough. You gotta do what you enjoy, especially when it comes to MMOs with the time sink that it can be. Okay, we finally found something. You know, I'd appreciate if the camera would turn around. So this is a new area that wasn't in the main game. This camera is garbage. But yeah, I used to read Darths and Droids, it was pretty fun, but I fell off during the episode 6 run. Yeah, the only one for me is Penny Arcade. Like I say, I have an app on my phone called Page Flip, which like just lets me read a bunch of webcomics, but I rarely actually check it out. I forget I even have it a lot of the time. No, I've not really played WoW. My big MMO experience was Final Fantasy XIV. I spent a bunch of time in DC Universe Online, and spent a bit of time in Champions Online and Lord of the Rings Online. That's kind of it, but the big one for me was Final Fantasy XIV. Is there a map here? God damn it. Yeah, I wasn't in. I tried hard to like Champions Online. The idea was very appealing to me. And like I never got to play City of Heroes. But like so much of Champions Online just isn't fun to play. What are you looking at, Maria? Bullets? Okay, and what's this? The map. That was actually true of Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. Launch, you had after, I think like once you hit the early 40s, you ended up having to grind to hit the level, hit the next level to continue the story. And then you had to do it again for the next level and the next level. And then you hit a point where you had, like, okay, you've done everything you've got, and now grind 3 more levels before you can hit the next story quest, and it was infuriating. They did fix that by upping the XP rewards for the quests, introducing the duty roulette, which meant more people were doing dungeons, and there was a benefit to redoing dungeons and stuff like that. Like, Realm Reborn got a lot better. Yeah. I hope it works out for you, Magic. At this point, I wouldn't go back to an MMO myself, but there is a lot of fun to be had there if you have someone to do it with. And I hope you're able to get back into it and have some more fun with it. Yeah, that launch of Realm Reborn, it was really good, but that late game was bullshit. Like I say, it got better, and Realm Reborn is very, very playable now. And there is the whole thing, like, the free trial for a Realm Reborn now covers the entire base game and the first expansion. And it's like, talk about a demo that will give you the time to decide if you like the game.
Is somebody there? Open up. Hello?
Stop it. You're disturbing me.
Honestly, at this point, Zeke, I would suggest,
Finally found somebody.
because you're going through it for your stream, for your turn-based Tuesdays. Get the free trial and call it done either when you finish the base game,
Is it really necessary for me
when you finish the original game story, because there is an ending there.
Yes.
Oh.
Or like maybe the base game before Heaven's Ward.
I want to be alone.
Like the original story of Final Fantasy XIV of Realm Reborn ends after Praetorum, I think. Praetorum was the finale.
There's no one here. Just monsters.
Yes, I know. But so what? It has nothing to do with me. No one here means there's no one to disturb me.
You want to be alone in this insane asylum?
Yes, exactly. But how can you say that it's this town that's insane? Perhaps it's we who are insane. Both of us. Hopelessly insane. Are you satisfied? Would you leave me alone?
Praetorum.
My name is Maria. What's your name?
Ernest.
Hemingway?
Baldwin.
Ernest? I'll be back.
But yeah, I'm probably not going to go back to 14 at this point. I've had my time with it.
Ernest? Are you
And I've got so many other games to play that I can't play while I'm devoting my time to an MMO.
No. I guess not.
Hmm. Pretty interesting question with this. Like, who decided Silent Hill 2's gameplay needed more gameplay? At this point, Zeke, you don't really even need to grind. Final Fantasy XIV got so much better. Square holes. Final Fantasy XIV got so much better about that. And the push these days to try and get people into the newer content means that there isn't really a grind for the base game now. There hasn't been for a long time. You'll get enough experience from everything you'll do anyway. If you do your duty roulettes every day, you'll get more experience than you'll need. Well, at least this place is only 2 floors. Hmm. That grind back in Launch of Realm Reborn was unbelievable. And leveling up other classes, because Realm Reborn has the whole thing of you got your one character, and your one character can learn every class and job, and you can switch between them. Leveling up other classes was so bad. It was at the point where I had multiple characters because it was easier just to go through the story again than it was to level up. It was easier and faster to go through the story again than it was to level a second class. Oh yeah, no, it's a great game for a podcast. Because you end up running on autopilot with the whole thing. Just stick yourself a podcast on. And it'd be a nice afternoon. It's what I used to do actually back in the day. Go on, do my daily duties, the roulettes. Continue through the story, and I'd be listening to a podcast. I think at the time I was listening to Wachow, which I don't even know if that still exists as a podcast. The host of it got caught with some really nasty shit. Huh. That's weird. The crimson words are found, I shall decimate this thing. O you gods deep in slumber, grant us fortune eternal. When the white breath is found, I shall dedicate this thing, O spirit of the mist, grant us fortune eternal. Blackboard. When the dark grail is found, I shall dedicate this thing. You who deny death, grant us fortune eternal. Yeah, an MMO can be a good podcast game. At the minute, that for me is every bunch games for that. Along with you die joy, and all that remains is despair and a future of meaningless tomorrows. I'll never give up. Want to see your beautiful smile again. Want to beg the blessings of the gods. I wait for that. When the boards cover all sadness too will be covered. But until my dreams return to reality, I'll have to swallow all the pain. Yeah, I've got a bunch of games for that now. Like Earth Defense Force is really good for that. Classic Doom can be really good for that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do with A Realm Reborn now. I mean, bearing in mind, it's been like, what, 7 years or so since it happened, since it came out? Since it first launched? Even without the expansions, there is so much. My death. Spirit of the... Oh, you stopped meaning monk? Gods deep in slumber, crimson words. Rail. Hmm. Hmm. Chansum, did you see the article I posted in the news? There was an article about that I put in the news channel on the Discord a while back. No. Sony is revamping the website and mobile. So after October 21st, you will not be able to buy PS3, PSP, or Vita games through the mobile app or the web store. You can still do it through Vita or PS3. And of course, Sony cut out access to the PSN, the store directly from PSP a while, like years ago. Yeah, you'll probably get a Buster Sword Glamour for Dark Knight at some point on the Mog Station that you'll have to pay for. I never liked that about Final Fantasy XIV. The way the Mog Station really feels like an economy for a free-to-play game. Did you check the modding channel, Jansen? And I think, what was the last post there? Yes. That's fair enough, but the option for you, what you're after. Who's left? There we go. Acia key. Modding the Wii is super simple. You want a program called Letterbomb. From there, you should be able to find everything you need. Acacia. There? Wrong door. Other side. There we go. Not that door. Possibly. I forget what I share a lot of the time. But yeah, modding your Wii is super simple.
Ernest? Are you there? No. I guess not.
Okay. There we go. I'd say two simplest systems to soft mod are probably Wii and PSP. They got matches. Hmm. Yeah, PSP is super easy. It's even easier now. And there was actually a proper... There was actually a proper soft mod released for PSP Go. PSP Go wasn't fully moddable. But like they finally did it. The way it was, you had a temporary mod that would have to be reapplied every time you turn the PSP off. My dearest daddy, happy birthday from Amy Baldwin. Hmm.
Give it to my daddy.
Interesting. The game stopped me when I went to the door to finish that. There's an interesting thing. If you ever watch, there's a YouTube channel called My Life in Gaming, and they have a series called the RGB Masterclass, which is specifically about getting the best video from old systems. And there was a really interesting whole thing they did with the PlayStation, looking into like how you get the best video from it. And one of the best options was to hook the PSP Go up via component cable to an old CRT TV, and it gave you such a clear, crisp picture. It was unbelievable. Nothing major, Signer. Just talk about PSP. Oh, it looks like a plant encyclopedia. Acacia. A genus of evergreen trees of the mimosa tribe of the pea family. Its tiny flowers are yellow or white and grow in clusters. Common varieties include the gum tree. The acacia tree is a potent symbol in many regions across the world. In Christianity, it represents eternal life and morality. In ancient Egypt, it represented purity and rebirth, while in ancient Babylonia, it was thought of as the tree of the goddess Ishtar and a symbol of life. It was also a holy tree to the ancient Jews who built the sacred Ark of the Covenant from it, and for whom it signified a peaceful death and a release from grief. Interesting. PSP was great. The Vita is also great. Oh, great bugs. Turn the goddamn camera. Can't see where I'm looking. Yeah, the PSP was great. Okay, these will lead downstairs. I want to check the guest rooms first. And if there's one thing I'm thankful for with Sony, it's that they put out the PS TV. And that I got a PS TV. Which means I can play... Oh, that's not good. I can play PSP and Vita games on the TV. If only I had an equivalent for the 3DS and the DS. Yeah, it's a fun thing. I got, like, they're so expensive now because people actually want them for stuff. I got mine when they were just being given away. I got mine free with my PS4. Ah, you pick one up for 40 quid. You do it soon, because I am pretty sure they are higher priced than that. Okay, good. We checked all the doors. Oh, you should have grabbed it. Like, if CX doesn't know what they should go for, you grab it while you can. Because they're not supposed to be going for 40. I always see stuff like that at the worst times. Service room to the dining room. What about this door? Okay. Check the stairs then. Locked. Yeah, the local game shops are always the best. Shame, because all the local game shops I know shut down except for one. Which is really unfortunate. Well, she's not real, so, you know, there's that. Yeah, like, except one. And Lee's the only one. Like, Greg shut down. Adam wasn't able to keep going. I haven't heard from Lee Desborough since he closed Total Games. I hope he's doing okay. He's a cool dude. But if he has got a new place, I'd be interested in paying a visit.
Do you know a little girl named Amy?
Why do you ask me that?
This letter. To my dearest daddy. It's from a girl named Amy Baldwin. Your daddy?
Out of context quotes.
Where'd you find that?
Up in the attic.
Oh. What a fool. Now, when it's too late, I finally understand why. Why she was there. Why she was holding that empty envelope when she fell.
Ernest. Amy. She isn't... I'm sorry. I'm sorry I reminded you.
Yeah, if you know if Desborough has opened up a new place, let me know, Steiner.
You didn't remind me.
I'd appreciate that.
I've never forgotten. Maria, some things we forget, and some things we can never forget. It's funny. I'm not sure which one is sadder.
Cool.
It's been 10 years, but I still...
Ernest, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
No, it's fine. Maria, that letter.
I'll leave it here.
Thanks. Maria? So you must be... That's why you could see me.
Maria's personality shifted a bunch of times during the game to begin with.
Perhaps that means that I can hope for a miracle as well.
What do you mean?
She was flirty and seductive, she was irrational and panicked.
In the apartment next door, there's a bottle containing a white liquid.
She was basically Mary. She went through a bunch of different personalities.
There somewhere. I must have it.
You... want me to get it for you?
Please.
Why don't you just get it yourself?
If I could, believe me, I would. But
White?
I'll open the stairway door.
Ernest, do you really believe it will work?
I don't know.
Well, that's okay. I don't mind fighting for an impossible cause. Anyway, it beats just giving up and doing nothing.
Maria, thank you.
I didn't notice how shiny Maria's skirt was during the main game. Well, let's go see if we can find that white liquid, I guess. Playroom and the bathroom. Alright. On the stairway. This door was locked. Do we unlock it from here? Yes, we do. Busted. Also busted. Okay. I don't think Konami said anything. I think there were rumors about a Silent Hill thing, but it had more to do with Sony. I don't recall hearing anything from Konami. And people shouldn't be so excited for the idea of a new Silent Hill game to begin with. You can be hopeful and cautiously optimistic. You shouldn't rush out to pre-order it immediately because, oh my god, it's so exciting, Silent Hills. Especially considering we still don't know what Silent Hills was actually going to be. Okay. Love too much by God, 7 years was not enough time. Okay, we're just in somewhere else again. Yay. Hello. Keep out of Haunted Mansion. Oh, come on, I'm outside. Where am I, though? I think the best thing for Konami to do, Silent Hill-wise, would to be release a good collection of, like, Silent Hills 1 through 4, possibly include Origins. Origins isn't a bad game. I think the problem with that idea is, like, Silent Hill 2 and 3, and to a lesser extent 4, work entirely because of the entire circumstance around the creation. Remaking them would create very different games. How you doing, Star? Is this a map? Oh great, I'm back here. Alright, back down at the first floor. Yep. hope you enjoy our original RE3 Magic. Really good game. It's different enough from RE2 in a really good way. Yeah, OG RE3 has more exploration of the town. RE3 make felt like it spent a lot of time in town with a small area and then just in buildings. Yeah, I got the white liquid. So we are in a place James actually explored. This is where the coin puzzle was. We got the white liquid. But if that's all we're here for, it begs the question of, like, why is so much of this place open? No, let's examine it then. I deny thee. Yeah, I need to check the other direction. Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Magic. If you check out the list channel on the Discord, we've now got a list of games, like RPGs I want to do, but then underneath that is a list of games for the Sunday showcase. The point of those is, those are games in my collection that I've never played. And just to try and get going with some of them in some way. I at least get some kind of play out of them. We're going to play one of them every Sunday for the length of a stream. We did SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom last week. And to battle the issue of indecisiveness, I get somebody from the chat to pick a game from that list. Gotcha. Seriously, if all I was here for was just that, then why is so much of this place explorable? Oh yeah, no, I know that. Like how pretty regularly we'll go back and play a Resident Evil game. Done them plenty of times on the stream. I even have to talk about off stream. We've done plenty of times on the stream. Spooky. Put your hand in the toilet, Maria. It went pretty well. We watched the first stream of Alundra, which we did last year, and that seemed to go pretty well. I'm unsure about how committed I am to the idea of doing it more. It was a neat idea, but want to keep the showcase Sundays going though. I like that idea. This, I don't think this is where James fought Pyramid Head. Oh. This whole area feels very separate ways-ish. I'm heavily tempted to just leave. We have what we came for. But we should check out the third floor just to be safe. Third floor's blocked. Awesome, we can get out. So with the exception of the door we came through, this door being openable, the entire building was the same as when James goes through it. The only difference was the white liquid on top of the coin puzzle box. So far we've only done the one showcase Sunday. We played SpongeBob for about 3.5 hours. And it was decent, but with it being a platformer, it's a case of I can leave it and I'm not overly bothered. I think it'll probably depend on the game. Because my idea with the Saturdays is pretty much specifically... No, I didn't get that. With SpongeBob, like, we've only done the one. Watch me get one, shan't I? Oh, the game's made. It shouldn't have been. I think it just went quiet for a minute. Yeah, I was considering, like, Saturday. You say text but no voice, do you mean... No, because we are actually in an area with the map now, aren't we? Yeah. Never mind. Because, like, Saturday is generally a day I want to do whatever I want. Not content, like, not specifically stuck on what we're currently doing. Do whatever I want to play. And I was debating, like, continuing SpongeBob.
Thank you, Maria. That's the only item I couldn't get myself.
But, like,
By
I
the
think
time
now
I
we're going to
found
be
out
doing
about
the,
it, I could no longer leave this house. So...
playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 2, skipping all the cutscenes.
Will...
Yeah, of course, on Sunday we're doing
The gods are
Shaun Say Risk His Revenge.
You know it too. You were born in this town.
I'm not sure God is the right word.
Do you believe in fate?
Not really.
That's fine then.
Ernest, can I open this?
You could just have it in the tags, Chanson.
There's nothing.
I always have no backseat gaming in the tags.
I know.
And then, of course, like first playthrough,
What if I had said
line
I believed in
playthrough.
fate?
I think no spoilers is a tag.
That James. He's a bad man.
James.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were trying to backseat a little bit, Sonny. You didn't do very well with it.
He's looking for the you that isn't you.
Because he's kind? Do you know something?
Like, generally, the whole thing is like, if I ask, you're allowed to say.
You're...
Anyway, that's just what you think. You don't really know anything. That's fine.
Okay.
Nobody here. Nah, if it was too much, I would have said something, Simon. Don't worry about it. Present. Chat rules, I find, only pops up the first time you enter a chat. I've not really had issues with people backseating in the stream. Yeah. Suppose I've been pretty lucky in a lot of respects. That explains why Maria didn't have the revolver when we found her.
James.
Mary? No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend? My name is Maria.
I was born from a wish. Doesn't really have a purpose, honestly. Try to create more of a personality for Maria, but the point of Maria was that her personality shifted a lot, and that she is a creation of the town. I don't really understand the point of it. But with that, that's Silent Hill 2. I hope everybody enjoyed. It's interesting I added a little extra gameplay to it, but you were never here for the gameplay. And the whole thing of adding a little more backstory for Maria seems counter to the purpose of Maria in the story. The point is, she's supposed to be mysterious, sensitive that you don't know and can't predict. Like there, when she's murdered outside the elevator, and then you find her in the prison. And she's acting very differently. And then she's murdered in the prison, and then you find her again there, and she's murdered again. There's been a problem in media for a long time anyway, of female characters existing and suffering to essentially work entirely as character development for a male character. And that is Maria's entire purpose. But it's in a very different way to the traditional thing. Yeah, why not? It's like, I can understand the point of something like Separate Ways in RE4. As flawed as it is. This I don't get. There's not really much of a purpose to it. But that is Silent Hill 2. There are other endings to get if you want to play this game yourself. See what ending you end up with. But that's the game. And with it done, we are done. We've got a good length, yeah. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Star. No, you didn't. You were here before the start roll. You were here before the pre-roll ended. I suppose we can hear Theme of Laura one last time.
To you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why.
To be fair, Magic, you also missed the end, so you can play through the entire game fresh. If you choose to.
I don't look like a
So you came in during the Maria scenario.
Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? You don't sound very happy to see me. I was almost killed back there. Why didn't you try to save me? All you care about is that dead one.
The bonus scenario that comes with the director's cut.
My whole life.
Lost?
The main game? No, you didn't see any of that.
You had it coming too.
Eddie, you can't just kill someone because of the way they looked at you.
I don't know. Maybe I did.
What's a little girl like you doing here anyway?
Huh? Are you blind or something?
Oh, it's you.
Just put the gun to their head.
So this is an interesting twist, actually.
I am.
I'm pretty sure most of those scenes there didn't actually have the voices over them previously. When we saw this at the start of the playthrough today. Which could be a bonus for having a completed save.
Did you find her?
Yeah, but...
No, they did not.
We've got to find her. It doesn't matter who I am. I'm here for you, James. See?
But Silent Hill 2.
I'm real.
Currently, there isn't a good way to buy it, unfortunately. Chances are, on PS2, the price is fairly... won't be super high, but it'll be more than a standard game. You're probably looking like at least £20 for it. Which is a shame. You might as well get the director's cut, honestly, with the extra scenario. I hope everybody's enjoyed this stream, though. I had an experience playing this game. It's interesting, like, would you say Silent Hill 2 is fun? It's like, you talk about something like, people love the Walking Dead game, and I played the first season of it, and it was good. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, because how do you enjoy something like that? You don't have fun with it. But I'm glad I played this. This was worth playing. And I don't regret it. It was not a waste.
James, honey, did...
Well, that is going to do it for today. I want to thank everybody who joined the stream. Thank you so much for joining us. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everybody who joined the chat. That was Signer, Chansum, Teak, Star, Magic, Sammy Joe. Thank you to Sammy Joe for the bits. Really appreciate it. That was super cool of you. I think we're going to be back on Saturday with the full playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 2 without cutscenes, specifically to show off just how fast, just how much of that game is taken up by cutscenes and how much of it is gameplay. Oh yeah, and thank you to Sammy Joe for the host. That was also really cool of you. Thank you so much. Saturday with Metal Gear Solid 2. Chansum will be live. Chansum will be live tomorrow with The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. If anybody wants to check that out, Chansum's a cool dude. Always fun to hang out in the streams. And also does Animal Crossing late at night on GameCube. No New Horizons on Chansum stream, just the places we're comfortable in. But with that, I think we're gonna raid somebody. Mr. Charisma is on playing Siren Blood Curse. Which, like, who's played Siren on PS2? Known as Forbidden Siren in Europe. Ransom hasn't. Sina has. But never played it. Siren Blood Curse is weird in that it's a remake of the first game. It's a remake of the first game if the main characters were American rather than Japanese. But it still takes place on a Japanese island. It's really weird. But, yeah, we're gonna go raid Mr. Charisma. He's a cool streamer. Yeah, it's a weird thing. I don't get it. You might be interested in the Siren Blood Curse. You might be interested in the Siren series. It's interesting. It's not that good, honestly. But yeah, once again, I want to thank everybody for watching. Set the raid up.
James, honey, did something happen to you?
Try to get the name right. Should be good. This game does suck, but you can have fun watching people play bad games, and it isn't a boring game. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, once again, I want to thank everybody for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day, and take care. We'll catch you next time, guys. Bye.